It's homecoming night here at L'Anse Creuse North High School as we get set for this big Mac White showdown. Hello everybody, I'm Jason Burt from Macomb Township Government Access along with Brad Fetters, and we're getting set for this big football game here tonight between the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders and the Utica Chieftains. And Brad, let's start with L'Anse Creuse North. They come in 1-5 on the year, not the way they saw this season going for them, but if they're going to take any positives out of this year, I guess it's games like tonight when you know you're going to have a packed house for homecoming and try to get a big win against a division rival.
Yeah, as a senior, you're running out of opportunities to play in front of your home fans, and it's homecoming night, and if you can't get up for a ball game on homecoming night, well, we're going to have to check your pulse. For LCN, they just haven't been able to get it done offensively. They're only averaging 13 points per game after averaging 23 last season, so a big 10-point drop-off, and they're really going to have to get it going here offensively if they want to beat Utica.
As for the Chieftains here tonight, they come in 3-3 with 3 more games remaining, trying to get to that 6-win total. And if you look at it on paper, at least, they're all winnable games.
Yeah, that 6-win magic number in the MHSAA, you have to get it in order to automatically qualify for the playoffs. There's an outside chance if you have 5 wins, but Utica's been alternating wins and losses. They're due for a win here tonight after coming off a shutout loss to Chippewa Valley. We mentioned LCN doesn't have a lot to play for here tonight. Well, Utica has a lot to play for, a must-win game for the Chieftains.
We should have an outstanding ball game. Overcast conditions in the weather tonight, so that should affect both teams, but we still expect an outstanding ball game. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments for the opening kickoff on Macomb Township Government Access.
Hi, I'm Jordan Peele. I'm usually trying way too hard to be funny. Well, right now I'm going to be completely serious with you. Online bullying is a toxic side effect of modern technology. No one's immune to it. Not you, not me, nobody. But there's a way we can fix it. This emoji in the symbol section of your phone's emoji keyboard. Use it when you see bullying online to say, I see what you're doing, not cool, definitely not funny. And I know what funny is. I coined the phrase wordness to the turdness. So join me and become a witness. When you see bullying online, use this emoji to do something. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org.
Welcome back here at Macomb Township Government Access. Jason Burton along with Brad Fetters getting set for the start of this football game here tonight between the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders and the Utica Chieftains. LCN, the home black uniforms with gold. Utica, the road white uniforms laced in orange. Mac White showdown. Both of these teams have played each other consistently over the years, Brad. They know each other pretty well.
Yep, this will be the 13th all-time meeting between the two schools, and Jason, they are deadlocked at 6 wins apiece. L'Anse Creuse North winning last year's game 27-20.
So something's got to give here tonight.
Something has to give. One of these teams will be on the plus side of the 50-50 equation.
You mentioned it off the top of our broadcast, Utica looking to win these last 3 games to get to a 6-win total, which would put them in the playoffs. First time in a while they've had a chance to get there. So Utica won the toss and they deferred, so LCN will receive the kick.
Onside kick.
Onside right off the bat. Big collision at the 45-yard line. LCN has it, and a flag comes down late. It was recovered right there by number 21, Austin Cruel. Good hands there. He was able to hold on to it and got popped, but let's see what the flag is here. The first play of the game. Maybe some unnecessary roughness. Not sure. Just hope, Brad, this isn't an omen of things to come on the very first play. We get a penalty.
We've seen the LCN.
It's against Utica.
We've seen the LCN team come out of halves and start games with onside kicks, and we've often joked that Coach Kinner's kind of a little bit of a riverboat gambler on the sidelines as a head coach, and it's the Utica Chieftains that come out with that little pooch-style kick there, the onside kick style. This will be a walk-off penalty in LCN. Starting out on the positive side of the 50-yard line. Good way to start out this football game.
Excellent field position. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of Utica. Blake Daniels at quarterback for L'Anse Creuse North. They come out 4 wide, single back, I formation. Daniels back to throw it. Got time, steps up, fires to the right side, short, incomplete. Intended out there for Griffin Woodson.
It's a really long throw for Blake Daniels. on this near side hash to throw it all the way across to that far sideline. He had good protection, just couldn't wing it out there quick enough. He had the man wide open at the top of your screen.
And he would have had space to run as well. That pass would have just been a little bit higher. 2nd down and 10. You mentioned the offensive struggles this year for L'Anse Creuse North. They'll throw it on 2nd down. It's almost the same exact play. Yeah. Low again.
We saw this LCN team against Ford, and we kind of thought they were going to pass 60 to 70% of the time, and it was more of a balanced approach, I thought, against Utica Ford in the second game of the season. And you can get the ball here on the positive side of the 50-yard line in the first 2 plays. Passes, kind of surprising.
Both these coaches playing a little chess here early on. Onside kick to start, and LCN comes out just firing the ball. Not a running play yet. Pressure coming, and he's going to go down at midfield. Big time pressure there from number 87, Ben McIntyre.
And Utica bringing the blitz there on 3rd and long. LCN just watch that pocket collapse.
Kurt Kesson, defensive end, in on that sack as well. So excellent field position, but nothing to show now as LCN will punt, and the best they can do is try to pin the Chieftains back deep.
So it's about as poor.
Sorry, Brad. Kevon Higdon, who you'll see a lot of tonight, back at the 10-yard line to receive this punt.
It's about as poor of a start for LCN, and it's going to get worse here. This might be a scoop and score.
No, but still loose on the ground as it's kicked. It's going to go out of bounds. Utica will have it at about the 23-yard line, but they brought pressure yet again. And the offensive lines for the special teams right now for LCN breaking down. It's kind of been the story this year as they come in 1-5, unable to put anything together this season, and they've suffered some tough defeats.
So all of a sudden now you're relying on your defense to make a stop with Utica nearly in the red zone on their opening drive of this football game.
1st and 10 from the 23. They turn and hand it off. A nice cutback inside. That's number 35. Sean Berg into the end zone. Touchdown, Chieftains. 25, excuse me.
Hitesh Kumar.
Hitesh Kumar, 25. With that touchdown run. Of course, we expected Darren Pagasic to get the start at quarterback, Brad, but they went with a number 14. We don't even have a number 14 on our roster, so we'll do our best to try to track down that name. Extra point is up and good. So if you're the Chieftains, you start off with a little onside kick try. It didn't work. You give LCN great field position. The defense comes up big. Special teams outstanding, and it took one play for Hitesh Kumar to scamper off a touchdown run. And right now, 7-0 Utica. 10:48 left to go in the first quarter.
So an absolute nightmare scenario here for LCN. 3 plays, 2 incompletions, a sack, a blocked punt, and the very first play from scrimmage, Utica finds pay dirt and is now a 7-0 Chieftains lead. And this homecoming crowd has quickly gone silent.
Yeah, LCN in their worst nightmares wouldn't have thought that they would start off like that, but Utica has come to play, and they're going to be tough this year, knowing that they got to win these last 3 ball games. They want to get into the playoffs. That kick taken at the goal line. Nice little return up to about the 26-yard line. That's where LCN will take over their second possession. Good kick return that time by Darius Turner. So they place the ball on the 27. It'll be 1st and 10. After 3 passing plays, their opening possession. We'll see where they go here.
LCN's got to do a better job controlling the line of scrimmage. Those big uglies up front need to pass block a little bit better for Blake Daniels.
Bring a blitz, and it's going to be picked off, and it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Utica. Wow. They brought the blitz. Daniels threw an ill-advised pass out there. And the defender was all over it.
That appeared to be that wide receiver screen once again that they weren't able to complete the first 2 passes. And this one goes the other way. Unbelievable start to this football game.
Extra point coming, Utica. With a 2-touchdown lead here. We haven't even played 2 minutes. Extra point is up and it is good. 14-0 Chieftains on homecoming night here at L'Anse Creuse North. Kind of a shocker. Well, when you start a ball game like this, Brad, it's easy to hang your head, and especially when you're 1-5 on the season. But how does this team fight through it now at this point?
And you see a group huddle out there on the football field as coaching staff is trying to calm them down. These young men have had a difficult time all season long. You mentioned that lone victory, and you kind of hope for their sake they'd ride some of that momentum here on homecoming night. Lots of alums in the stands and sidelines are packed, but this is about as flat of a start as you could imagine. And you just hope maybe a big special teams play here on the kick return to just kind of jumpstart you. You need a little excitement on that sideline.
Darius Turner back to take this kick, a little short squib. He picks it up, trying to find some space. Who's got it down there? Number 11, Julius Stoudemire. Yeah, he ended up picking it up. Utica's throwing everything at him right now.
Why not? Got him on the ropes, and they're looking for that KO punch here. With 10:24 left in the first quarter, 14-0 lead. A lot of folks haven't even found their seats yet.
First down and 10 from the 25. Daniels out of the gun once again. This time he'll turn and hand it off inside. A little bit of running room. Turner turning on the Jets up over the 40. Took a big hit to the 43-yard line, but a beautiful run. Sets up a first down now for the Crusaders.
First true running play of the evening. Goes for 15 yards.
LCN perhaps looking to slow things down. They turn, hand it off yet again up the middle. Not much running room there. Good pursuit by the defense, number 72, and on that one, Jay Woody.
That's a big defensive line out there for Utica, and kind of wonder if that's why maybe LCN opened up with those 3 straight pass plays, but.
Second and 9 now, Daniels takes it, he'll look to throw to his left. Pass complete to the 50-yard line.
Now they're going to say incomplete.
No, incomplete now, yeah.
Ball bounced.
Pass intended right there for Brendan Oprinsky. So Daniels has been off thus far here in the first quarter.
0 for 4 to start this ball game with that interception.
Third down and 9. Big play here for the Crusaders early on. Utica's showing blitz. Here they come.
And they've been able to get home every single time.
Daniels trying to escape pressure. Still on his feet. He's going to have the first down. Ball comes loose. Looks like the Crusaders jumped on it. Official right there to indicate that it's Crusader ball, but a beautiful run by Daniels, and he was almost tripped up short. Managed to stay on his feet and picked up a huge first down for LCN.
Just scrambling there to keep the play alive and realized he had a ton of green space ahead of him. Terrific instincts to get that first down.
Ball placed at the 42. They hand it off inside yet again. Turner gets up to the line of scrimmage and just bottled up there.
Crusader down.
On the far side of the field, that's the Chieftain. Remember the Chieftains team. Of course, it's tough to see numbers. He's down on his back. We can't tell from our vantage point up here, but trainer's right there to take a look. Reed Boniface, number 84, defensive back. Shaken up. He looks to be okay. He's going to try to sit up and get up on his own power. That's always good to see. So with 9 minutes remaining, LCN has its second down and 10, trailing 14-0.
This Chieftain defense has done a terrific job getting LCN in these 2nd and 3rd and longs. LCN has to do a much better job on 1st down.
Pressure coming again. Daniels steps up. Number 50 for Utica, Elijah Hoogie. Got a hand on him to slow him down, enough for the defensive pursuit to get to him. He's going to be short, 3rd down now, and looks like about 6.
Utica has brought the blitz every single time on 3rd and long.
They're forcing Daniels to make a decision. Looks like they're bringing pressure again. Daniels, good protection this time. Fires out there high, incomplete. Tough pass right there, and it'll be bring up 4th down. So LCN forced to kick it away. And Brad, this is a big point of the ball game early on. Already up 14-0. Now Utica will get the ball back if they can sustain any kind of drive to put them in the driver's seat.
Timeout, Utica.
Now Utica's gonna call a timeout here to talk things over before they could even get a play off. But for this LCN team, 1-5 on the year, as I mentioned off the top of our broadcast. We were expecting some big things this year, but the offensive numbers are down, as Brad had alluded to in the open. About 10 points less per game this year as opposed to last season. So LCN's going to look to try to improve on that. 8:02 left to go here in the opening quarter. And LCN will punt this away. They had their last punt block. This one is away, but it's a short kick. Not much distance, out of bounds, near the 25-yard line. It looks like they're going to maybe mark it at the 24. So not a really good punt, but Utica will take over 1st and 10. Brad with good investigating skills got us number 14 for Utica. Their quarterback is Zach Keene.
I don't think I'll be a private eye anytime soon.
See, he's out of the gun now with Higdon behind him. He turns, hands it off. No, that's not Higdon. That's number 25 again, Hitesh Kumar. Picks up a couple yards before being driven backwards. So it looks like Kumar is going to get a steady load at running back. And Brad, of course, our viewers that maybe think when I say Kavan Higdon,
yeah,
familiar name to a lot of people around these parts.
Automatically think of Karan Higdon, running back at the University of Michigan. They are brothers, and Kavan Higdon should be all over this football field here tonight. He's going to play with some wide receivers. He's going to play in the secondary as well for Utica, and he's getting some looks at the next level. He's a special player.
Good defensive pursuit right there by number 56, Logan Simmons, sophomore linebacker. Also in on that tackle, Noah Karpinski.
This might be the answer that LCN needs. A big defensive stop, a 3-and-out maybe. Force Utica to punt the ball away and get this offense. It really needs a jump start going.
3rd down and 8. Utica had one other possession. All they did was run one play, turned around, handed it off, and it was a long touchdown run by Hitesh Kumar. Out of the gun here, they'll hand it off inside. There is Higdon, got a lot of running room, look out. Up to midfield, finally taken down. That's number 3, Leonard Kassem. Part of that trifecta in the backfield that they like to use. Boy, kind of looked a little bit like Jerome Bettis on that run. He's a big bruising kind of running back, but and now the Crusaders are going to take a timeout to talk things over. Boy, they had a chance to get that defense off the field, couldn't do it.
Kasim picks up 25 yards there on 3rd and long, and LCN has to call a timeout just to maybe regain some focus. You thought maybe defense was going to come up with a stop there on 3rd and long and get their offense back out on the field, and then they give up a big chunk run there by Leonard Kasim. And this Utica team, Jason, coming into the season, returning 9 starters from last season. You mentioned this team hasn't made the playoffs in quite some time, going all the way back to 2010, back-to-back 4 and 5 seasons. So this team's made that leap now and really carrying some momentum into play here tonight. Looking for that magic number that we talked about at the very top of tonight's broadcast, those 6 wins.
Yeah, when you look at crossover games, you know, this year the MAC Red has got some powerhouses.
Oh, absolutely loaded.
Eisenhower, Dakota, and you know, a few others, but it's, you know, this Utica team lost to Chippewa Valley last week in a blowout. You know, when you look at their next crossover, it's against Stevenson, a team who's down, more running room up the middle. Nice pickup on first down of about 8 yards. Once again, that's number 3, Leonard Kassem.
He just looks like he's running downhill. He hits that hole with a burst of speed and picks up 7 there. He looks like a really good back.
But just to finish that thought, Brad, I mean, you know, we mentioned it off the top. You get to that last game of the year, you got Stevenson, who's had a down season. That's not a game that you would expect Stevenson to blow out Utica. That seems like a game that would be pretty competitive.
Yeah, almost even on paper, you would think.
Once again, running room, a first down pickup that time by Kassem. Utica, thus far in this opening quarter, has been able to run all over the Crusaders.
Yeah, this is just old-fashioned smash mouth football. Line them up, hit the holes, and pick up big chunks of yardage.
Zach Keene out of the gun. They're just going to keep handing the ball off until the Crusaders stop it, and they haven't been able to do so thus far.
Still on his feet. No.
I'm not sure if he was down prior to that. It was a big collision. That time is Kumar.
74 yards on the ground already for Utica. We haven't even played 1 quarter of football. They haven't passed the football once. 7 straight run plays to start out the evening.
Boy, you almost got to expect at some point maybe they sprinkle in a little play action pass, but right now they're able to run the ball. Another first down pickup for the Chieftains. It's a steady dose right now of Hitesh Kumar along with Leonard Kassem.
Nice little 1-2 combination there. A couple really big backs. LCN having a hard time bringing them down. You got to give this Utica offensive line, they got some big boys out there. Look at that left tackle, just moving guys.
Stopped right there that time, though, was Kassem. Defensive pursuit there, number 52. That's Noah Kopinski. Number 32 as well, Nate Webb.
You don't usually see offensive linemen that big in the MAC White, do you?
There's some schools that got some size, but yeah, we usually see the MAC Red teams have the big boys up front. If you can control a line of scrimmage, you can do a lot of things against most teams.
You mentioned that MAC Red, and there really is such a big drop-off this year between the red and the white.
Still on his feet there running that ball was Kassem. They're just kind of running it down LCN's throat, figuratively.
Both
well, you mentioned the drop-off. I don't know if there's been a competitive game yet this season between a white and a red team.
Seemingly they've all been shutouts. Both of these teams are coming off shutout losses to MAC Red opponents.
Eisenhower blowing out Lance Creuse North last week, and Utica got shut out I believe 42-0 to Chippewa Valley. So almost a bad exchange that time on the handoff, but still able to make a positive play was Kumar. That's going to bring up a fourth down, Brad. I was about to say that I would almost go for it here with a 4th down and 2.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what they're going to do.
Got the luxury of having that 14-0 lead.
Out of the gun, Keene.
Nope.
And they got LCN to jump off sides, so they didn't even have to run a play. So the Crusaders shoot themselves in the foot, allow that 1st down. With a stop, they would have had a chance to get off the field, even with poor field position, but now you give Utica a fresh set of downs and a chance for a 21-point lead.
Just those little mental mistakes that add up and cost you football games.
They turn and hand it off, looking for some running room. It's not there. Good pursuit once again by the defense.
Karpinski in there.
Karpinski's been big time here in the 1st quarter, trying to do everything he can. He's been in on a bunch of tackles.
You really got to feel the Crusaders got to dig in deep here and somehow maybe hold Utica to 3 points. I would feel like a victory here as Utica has just methodically wore down this LCN defense here in their 2nd drive of the game.
2nd and goal. Hand it off once again. Up the middle, that's Kassem. Touchdown, Chieftains.
That was a terrific, patient run that time by Kassem, allowing his blockers to create that space, open up that hole. He hit it with a full head of steam and carries the momentum into the end zone for 6 more points.
You said the right word, patience, that time. He took that ball and instead of just trying to plunge up the middle, just waited an extra moment. And nice cutback, found the lane. And the Chieftains now, extra point upcoming. It is up and it is good. They have a 3-touchdown lead now over the Crusaders here on homecoming night for LCN. Kind of a shocker.
I'll tell you what, Jason, I don't think anybody here tonight saw this coming, and there's not too many people that saw this season coming for LCN. You and I, in our preview show, thought LCN really was going to be in that mix for a MAC White title this season, and thus far, they have just absolutely thrown up a donut.
Well, they're going to have to dig deep now, down by 3 scores. Kind of pull out all the stops at this point, but this team's got to find some answers someplace. Once again, it's Darius Turner back to receive this kick. Low liner, squibs right to Turner. Picks it up at the 5-yard line. He's out over the 20. Looking for blockers. Kind of lost his footing around the 25-yard line. Got it to maybe the 26, and that's where LCN will start their next possession.
Number 39, Darius Turner, returns the kickoff.
Right now, LCN with 23 yards of offense through 3 drives. They have yet to complete a pass. 0 for 5. Blake Daniels so far. Something's going to have to give.
They hand it up the middle to Turner. After a short pickup, he's brought down.
Number 39, Turner, the ball carrier.
Nitesh Kumar on defense as well, making a tackle. Utica's got some athletes. They got some guys that can play both sides of the ball. Under a minute to go now here in the opening quarter. Blitz coming once again. Daniels steps up. Picks up a few yards, close to 1st down yardage, and I think he's got it.
Yep.
You can see the theme right now, Brad, is the Chieftains are trying to force Daniels into making some bad mistakes. They already had him make one in the pick six, but as long as Daniels can make a good decision, step up and run for some first down yardage, it's only going to benefit this Crusader team. He hands it off this time. Turner got some running room, a nice pickup of about 8 yards. They place the ball at the 46-yard line.
This is the tempo that LCN wants to run. They like that no huddle look and kind of put some of the decision making into Daniels' hands. He finally completes his first pass.
Pass complete. Griffin Woodson, it looks like, number 9. He was dragged down, but not before they gave him first down. Or did they? They didn't give him forward. He's close. Nope, they're moving the chains now. Just gave him enough for the first down. He caught the ball beyond the first down sticks, but I think he ran back to try to get more. Trying to get those extra yak yards sometimes costs you. Run up the middle yet again. Turner still chugging his feet. Beautiful run on first down. Picks up about 7 yards on that carry.
Last play of the quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter. So what's been a surprising start to this game has Utica on top 21-0. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments for the start of the second quarter. Don't go away.
I'll be right back.
Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
And we're back here at Macomb Township Government Access. Jason Burnt and Brad Fetters. Start of the second quarter here between LCN and Utica. The Chieftains have a 21-0 lead. LCN has it now, second down and 3. Turner up the middle will have the first down. Another nice run for him. If you're just joining us, first quarter was just disastrous for LCN. Utica started off by the opening kickoff trying a little onside kick, and Crusaders had good field position. The defense for Utica stopped them and then blocked a punt, giving them great field position. They scored on that opening drive. And then a pick six made it 14-0, and they just scored moments ago at the end of the first quarter to make it 21-0. Daniels fakes the handoff, runs around the right side, picks up a few yards, but looks like there might have been some miscommunication there in the handoff.
Yeah, it didn't look like a true QB option read play that time, and Daniels kind of turned around and his running back was out of position, so Daniels just kind of had to tuck it and run. Fortunately for him, he picks up 5 yards.
Second down now.
Daniels directing traffic out there. Some soft coverage in the slot position.
He will look to throw it. Pressure coming. Pass over the middle. Oh, it's dropped.
There's your slot receiver right there.
In and out of the hands of Juan Lockhart. He had it right down the middle of the field. Flag down.
Utica put a linebacker on him. And
I wonder if we're going to get roughing the passer here because Daniels got rid of that ball. It's a personal foul. Roughing the passer. Utica was bringing that pressure. Daniels clearly got rid of that ball and then took a shot. So an incomplete pass still turns out to be a positive play for the Crusaders. They placed the ball on the 21-yard line. First and 10. And a high snap
boy.
goes over the hands, or over the head rather, of Daniels. He fortunately drops on it at the 40-yard line, but it's those kind of mistakes that have cost this Crusader team all year long.
19 yards. Shotgun snap sailing over the head of Daniels. Unreal.
I got to feel that the Crusaders are fortunate, because if the Chieftains would have been able to pick that up and run the other direction, you could be looking at a 4-score game here. Second down and forever. Ball at the 40-yard line. They got to get all the way down to the 12. Short little screen pass deflected.
What a play there.
Number 31. Of course, we don't have a 31 on the roster.
That's 21. We don't have a 21 either.
21.
Obviously, Utica's made a lot of changes either to their numbers or brought some guys up from the JV level.
They needed to update this roster that they gave us, but
he doesn't have a name on his back of his jersey either, so he must be a guy up from JV. Anyway, he made a terrific play.
Getting a hand on the ball. Yeah, now it's third down and forever. And for LCN, this is obviously just pick up some positive yardage and then punt the ball away and try to pin the Chieftains deep.
At some point, you wonder, just take a shot deep here, right? On third down, get it picked off. It's the same thing as a punt.
Daniels, that same play that they nearly capitalized on earlier is complete this time. Pass caught by Juan Lockhart that time. It's going to be well short of the first down, but at least they got some positive yardage back, and I think they might even go for it now.
Pick up 21 yards there.
And they're going to go for it on this side of the field. Why not? Down 3 scores. It's going to be a 4th down and 8. Daniels out of the gun. Will look to throw it. Looks over the middle. Nobody there. Now he's going to scramble out to his left, looking for the marker. He's got it in more. Going to take a shot. Taken down at the 5-yard line, but LCN, believe it or not, will have the first down. 2 big plays pick up all that yardage, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
And Daniels that time had Chris Williams open on a little bit of a wheel route that time out of the backfield. But Daniels decides to roll out and run for it, and run for it he does. Picks up 14 yards, enough for the first down, and gives them 1st and goal to go.
Daniels out of the gun once again. He will hand it off up the middle. A little bit of running room there. Touchdown, Crusaders. Dominic Skrock, senior running back, with his first carry of the ball game, gets into the end zone for 6. And the Crusaders looking to get right back in this thing. Just a good hard run. Contact was there, stayed on his feet, got into the end zone. Now an important extra point. Snap good, kick is up, and it is good. So with 9:01 left to go in the half, the Crusaders have cut into the deficit. They trail 21-7 to Utica here on homecoming night.
13 plays, 74 yards. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
Oh.
LCN snapping the ball over Blake Daniels' head, and nothing's really been easy here tonight for LCN, but somehow they only trail by 2 touchdowns, and you just got to hope they can make a stop here defensively.
Well, if you're the coaching staff, you would almost look at that as a positive. Look at what we overcame.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a long, it was 3rd and long after that snap that went over Blake Daniels' head, and I called it forever, but it was really about 35 yards. They picked, or it was about 30 yards. They picked up with 21, 22 yards on that pass play, setting up a 4th down and 8, which they went for, and they were able to pick up that first down thanks to the legs of Blake Daniels.
And he's done a terrific job of keeping plays alive, and I just wonder if his accuracy was a little bit better here tonight. They might not be in such a big hole, but this is a team that's got plenty of football left with 9:01 now remaining just in the first half. LCN clearly not out of this football game.
And we know this LCN offense can strike quick. They have the weapons to do so.
13 plays, 9 on the ground, 4 through the air. So getting the job done on the ground, and it's a big positive. Put an exclamation point on that drive as they got back to basics there.
Well, the big thing now is for the Crusaders is to try to stop that dual running back combination of Leonard Kassem and Hitesh Kumar.
Yeah, Utica's only had the ball twice in this football game, and they've scored on both drives.
Losing his footing right there, and off of that return was Higdon. First down and 10, ball will be placed at the 20-yard line. For this Chieftain team, though, this would be big for them to win out and just get into the postseason, something they haven't done for a long time.
2010, last time they were in the playoffs.
Turn and hand it off. Kassem picks up a few. Well, it's kind of a good news, bad news scenario, because if they end up making the playoffs, they might end up in a district with some of the teams they've seen already this year and haven't done too well against. Chippewa Valley being one of them. Eisenhower being another.
It's a Utica team that's really kind of solidified their spot in that MAC White. This is their 14th season playing out of the MAC White.
Second down and 7 after a 3-yard pickup. They'll run the ball again. A little bit of room up the middle. And once again, it is Leonard Kassem.
Dominic Schrock making the tackle there.
This brings up a big third down now for Utica. After LCN just scored, you don't want to have to give the ball right back to them. But if you're the Crusader defense, you got to find a way to get off the field right now. I think if LCN could score one more time before the end of the half and make it a 7-point ball game, I think they'd be happy with that, knowing how poorly they played in that opening quarter.
Well, and it'll have clearly, at that point, if they do score another touchdown, have clearly taken momentum away from Utica, who is just absolutely rolling in this football game. So big play here on third down.
They hand it off. They look to the right side. A little bit there.
Enough.
I don't think he's got enough. It's going to be depending on the spot.
He got it.
He got it. They're moving the chain. So just enough. Kumar, that second effort after that initial contact, picks up a Chieftain first down. Well, you mentioned the size of that line. Look at big number 73.
Wessel
in that line. He towers over everybody. If you're a quarterback, you love that your left tackle is the biggest player on the field.
I wish their roster listed heights and weights. Well, maybe I have to dig into the stat department and see if we can come up with something on him.
Timeout on the field. 7:10 left to go in the half. It'll be first down and 10 for Utica. Coach Kiner talking to his guys.
How about this Utica start to this football game? They have not attempted one pass. They're just getting the job done up front. They're pushing around that defensive line for LCN.
And clearly the game plan coming into tonight was run the football, knowing that that's our strength, that's what we're going to do, and they're not messing around.
What a job by our stat department here tonight. Wessel, the big tackle, defensive tackle, senior, 6'5", Jason, 320 pounds. That's what you like in an offensive lineman right there.
Do we send a thank you note to the Apple Corporation for our stat department here tonight? The good old iPhone.
Giving away all our secrets.
They hand it off inside on first down. Stop there. Good pursuit by the defense. Initial hit was made, and then Dominic Skrock, number 24, came in to clean it up. Of course, he was the one that scored the touchdown for the Crusaders. Now playing on the defensive side of the ball. It'll bring up second down and 12 after a loss on that play. So it'll be interesting if LCN can start to slow down that running attack by Utica. Where do they go from there? Are they going to allow Zach Keene to put it up in the air?
Zach Keene wasn't even listed on our roster, so.
He takes it, hands it off inside yet again, flipped up over the shoulders right there of the, looked like number 56, Logan Simmons.
Finish that thought. Keene kind of just getting thrown into the mix here, obviously, and This is a quarterback's dream, right? All he's had to do thus far is turn around and hand off to one of those two outstanding running backs, Kasim and Kumar.
So 6 minutes remaining. 3rd down and 10 now. Chance for LCN to get the ball back with plenty of time before halftime.
LCN had this opportunity earlier down in this drive and couldn't get him off the field, and there's your first pass play.
Keene fires out there near the markers.
Late flag, Jason.
Through to a spot. It was complete. Number 33, Tyler Sillick, but it's going to go against Utica, the penalty. So that play won't count, and we'll do it again. And it is a hold against the Chieftains, so that was a pretty good throw there by Keene. He threw it to a spot, and then really the only place that the receiver could get it, he went down in a sliding position to catch that ball right at the first down marker, but unfortunately a penalty brings it back.
And Keene was rolling out as well. Threw that on the run off the back foot. Real strong throw.
Chieftains got to be careful here now. Backed up. They will hand it off this time. A little bit of running room out to the right side. A positive pickup back to maybe the original line of scrimmage was Kassem, but they're going to be well short of the first down. So LCN will get the ball back now with 5:14 left to go in the half.
And penalties always seem to be drive killers, and that big holding call. Utica had picked up the first down, stalls this one out, and there's a bad snap.
Good recovery by the punter that time to get that one away. Boy, that could have been disastrous for the Chieftains. It's down at about the 35-yard line. Good field position for the Crusaders, but boy, credit the special teams right there for the Chieftains. 5:05 here to go in the half.
Opportunity here for LCN after first quarter was an absolute disaster to get themselves back in this football game.
Daniels out of the gun, will throw on first down, looking out, got a man, overthrown, pass intended. Looked like number 1 out there, Chris Williams.
Big in on coverage, good closing speed that time. Williams has been open a couple times on that wheel route.
He was open that time initially, but you mentioned Higdon with good closing speed, caught up to him pretty quick. Ended up being pretty good coverage on that play. So 2nd down and 10, and we saw LCN do this in the first quarter. They threw a lot. When they're not able to capitalize, all of a sudden changes the momentum of a drive. They hand it off inside, no gain. In fact, maybe even a loss on the play. So that'll bring up 3rd down and long now for the Crusaders.
Themselves into an obvious passing down here as well. Utica's brought the blitz on these 3rd and long situations.
3rd and 10, ball on the 34-yard line. They got to get up to the 45 for a first down. Daniels to throw it under pressure, escapes. Trying to elude a couple defenders, just going to hold on to it, get out to the 40-yard line. Going to be short of a first down. It'll bring up about 4th down and 5. But that doesn't do them any favors because the clock stops at 4:07. And it looks like they're going to have to kick this ball away back to the Chieftains.
Coach Kinner on this near sideline, visor in hand, just beside himself right now, as this offense really has yet to find any sort of sustained momentum. 3 and out here and forced to punt. Short kick.
Another short kick. Bounces at the 40, just shy of the 42-yard line. And I think that's where they're going to place it. So the Chieftains actually now are the team with time and good field position. They have a chance to add to that lead. But the officials are discussing right now. There is a flag down behind the play. We're going to have a personal foul against the Crusaders, so now the Chieftains are going to get the ball deep in their territory. They're going to place it at the 43 of LCN.
Absolute insult to injury there. You shank the punt and then have the personal foul call.
First down and 10. They hand it off. Higdon around the right side. Picks up a few yards, close to the 39.
You can tell he's really a weapon out there for the Chieftains, and they're just desperate to get him involved offensively, and ran that time with a little bit of a jet sweep and only picked up 1 yard, but something to pay attention to see if they use that play again.
Under 3.5 to go in the half. We'll see if Utica attempts a hurry-up offense of any kind. They hand it off up the middle once again. Big collision right there, but Higdon is up.
And they're using him strictly right now as a straight-up tailback. Another Chieftain player down.
That's number 50. Elijah Hoogie, senior offensive lineman. He's moving. He's just a little shaken up on. Still got his head down, so he's got his bell rung.
Looking like a
trainer's
ankle, maybe.
Trainer's holding his ankle. Well, Brad, for LCN following this game, it doesn't get any easier. You got Grosse Pointe South coming up, and a year-end matchup that's kind of become a tradition against the team down the road on 21 Mile Road, Dakota. They're going to be heavy underdogs, I think, in both of those games.
For sure. Grosse Pointe South, no surprise, the top dog right now in the MAC White. It's a road game for this LCN team before finishing at home with that Dakota team. You never know, Dakota might be playing for their playoff lives in that last game of the season, the way things might shake out for them. But
Dakota's still playing pretty well. They got the one loss right now coming into tonight. Of course, that was against Eisenhower, who everybody's lost to. Ike has just kind of put it all together once again, and they look like they're going to be primed to make another run at it. But there's a big MAC Red game coming up next week, and that's going to be Dakota against Chippewa Valley. So almost a battle for second place, and that could have playoff seeding implications. You could see player helped off the field, unable to walk off under his own power. So that's unfortunate to see. Obviously hurt his ankle enough to where he had to be helped off. But back to game action. We're under 3 minutes to go. It's 3rd down and 2 now for the Chieftains. They turn and they hand it off. No running room there. Good pursuit by the LCN defense, and now they will flip once again. Unless Utica decides to go for this on 4th down, they might have a chance to get the ball back. Let's see what the Chieftains decide to do.
I don't think there's any debate here at what Utica's going to do.
They're going to go for it. Looked like on that last run, Kumar just a little hesitant once he got the ball instead of running that north-south that we've been seeing in the entire first half. And that allowed the defense to kind of get him down quick.
Matt Morelli, the Utica head coach, can talk this one over. And he was a 2004 grad of Utica and played wide receiver and defensive back for the Chieftains. So he returns to his alma mater to head coach.
.227 left to go. This is a big play for both teams. But for the Crusaders, it's huge. You're down by 2 scores. You'd love to get an opportunity with a couple minutes left to get some points on the board. Chieftains would love to extend their lead. Let's see what happens here. 4th down and 2. Kevon Higdon in the backfield. Actually, he's at quarterback, a little wildcat perhaps. He's going to hold on to it, run to the right side. I don't think he got it, Brad. I think he was shoved out of bounds short, and the Crusaders are celebrating, and the offense coming onto the field. They're going to be short, so LCN takes over on downs, 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, and 2:22 left.
And Higdon was looking for that edge, and he never got it. Picked up a yard, but it wasn't enough. Turnover on downs, and you wonder, with Hughie going down there on that offensive line for Utica, if that might be a little bit of an issue.
Yeah. Injuries happen, though. Next guy up, you got to have somebody ready to step in. Didn't work there. Crusaders got it back, and now going to get called for a false start. Yee, not the way you want to start a drive. 1st down and 15. I would love to be a fly on the wall in the locker room at halftime just to hear what the coaching staff for LCN has to say to their players. Everything has gone wrong here in this first half. Daniels to throw the ball on 1st down. Got it complete out over the middle. Juan Lockhart with the reception. Got it back up to the original line of scrimmage, so a pickup of about 5.
That was another high snap out of that shotgun. Blake Daniels having to bring it down. You just kind of wonder if that maybe throws off the timing of a quarterback just a little bit.
Under 2 minutes to go here. Now Daniels, 2nd down and 7 after a nice pickup there. Pressure coming. He's going to try to step up. Doesn't get much. Can't get back to the 40-yard line, so it'll bring up 3rd and long now for LCN.
And defensive end Brendan DeHunt applying the pressure that time, collapsing that pocket for Daniels. And we've seen that quite a bit here tonight, where Daniels has had to keep plays alive using his feet. Picked up only a couple there and brings up a 3rd and medium range.
Daniels here on 3rd down, out of the gun, pressure coming. Picked up nicely, pass out there, caught! All the way down to the 21-yard line. A beautiful catch by Miles McCaney. Boy, we're gonna take a look at that one again. Boy, that was a beautiful throw by Daniels, an even better catch by McCaney. And that's a huge play now, because that sets up the Crusaders 1st down here with 1:35 left. Ball placed on the Utica 22-yard line.
41 yards on the pitch and catch.
Quarterback option, fake the handoff. Daniels running that left side into the end zone. Touchdown, Crusaders. No flags.
They're going to say he stepped out of bounds, I think.
They
right around the 10-yard line.
He was in, they didn't indicate it. No, they're right, they're going to place it at the 10-yard line. That's unfortunate for Daniels, but he's got a 1st down. It'll be 1st down and goal. They need to execute those plays a little better in the 2nd half. That quarterback option can be a nice threat. Pass out there, incomplete, looking for McCaney. He was looking for a face mask penalty.
Tyler Silik up there, number 33 for Utica. It might have been a little bit of a hold as well in that fade to the end zone.
You try that back corner kind of pass where the receiver comes back to the ball.
Silik didn't have very good position
Daniels
defense either.
Looking out there, incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal.
Kind of played the man rather than the ball. And most levels of play, it's probably pass interference. So they got away with one there.
So it is 3rd down. And Brad, believe it or not, I stand corrected. They could actually pick up a 1st down here. As the marker is just outside of the goal line. And what do we got now? Timeout. Looks like Utica's side called that one. Chieftains in the same kind of spot as we go back and forth here in the final few minutes of the 2nd quarter, but if they can get a stop, they might have a chance to get the ball back, even if LCN scores some points by a field goal or if they go for it. Well, Chieftains will have some time.
You got to think on the 10-yard line, this is 4-down territory for LCN, down 2 scorers. Figure you pick your 2 best plays right now and you run them. Hopes to get some of that momentum heading into the locker room. And after digging themselves a 3-touchdown hole, they have slowly climbed back in this football game. And if you're an LCN fan, you're just hoping and praying right now you get into the end zone.
So here we go, 3rd down and 10. Daniels turns, hands it off to Skrock up the middle. Dominic Skrock, who scored the touchdown for the Crusaders, picks up a few yards, but nowhere near 1st down marker. So now they're going to be looking at a 4th down. Ball placed at the 8-yard line. They got to get it down to the 1. But they're going to let this clock wind all the way down. Utica does not have any timeouts remaining, so Crusaders perhaps going to kick a field goal here and not allow the Chieftains to have any time at all. You still think they go for it here on 4th down, or you think they take the 3 points?
In a high school game, 3 points is no guarantee, especially from a hash mark. And at this point in the season, you're 1-5. What do you have to lose? If I'm the LCN sideline, I'm going for the touchdown, 6 points.
The Crusaders out of the timeout first.
Blake Daniels heading out there, so they will indeed go for this. You mentioned they can gain enough to get a 1st down.
They get it down to the goal line. Even if they don't get in, they'll get a fresh set of downs.
They have no timeouts left, though. So they'll have to hurry up to the line if they do indeed get the 1st down without getting the touchdown.
Daniels out of the gun. Here we go. He will throw it, looking to his right. Fires out there. Pass is caught. Touchdown, Crusaders. Chris Williams. Well, the gamble pays off. And now LCN, with an extra point coming, can get back within 1 score here at halftime. Beautiful patience that time. Daniels waited for it to open up and threw a strike to Chris Williams in the back of the end zone. .3 seconds remaining in the half. Now there's some discussion down there, but got a little injury as player hobbling off. That's number 50, Vincent Kitchen. trying to get off the field, trying to just shake it off, but clearly that right leg, he's hobbling. So this is a big extra point, as they all are, Brad. Get it back within 7. Extra point is up, and it is good. So with 22 seconds remaining in the second quarter, LCN back within 1 score. They trail 21-14.
65 yards on 8 plays through the air and on the ground. You talk about that big completion, 21-yard completion, and Blake Daniels much better on that drive. I thought accuracy looks to be much improved, and this LCN team fighting through a lot of adversity here tonight. 14 straight points, and have got themselves officially back in this ball game. Hard to believe the way this football game started.
Hey, we mentioned it when they fell down 21-0. You know, I asked you the question, what do you think goes through the head of the players? I mean, it's very easy to give up at that point and kind of shut her down, but they've been fighting throughout the entire second quarter now, and going into halftime, I even said it, I think they'd be happy down 1 score going into the break, and that's where we sit right now, 21-14.
Especially the way this game started. You had the blocked punch, you had the pick 6. I mean, it wasn't like Utica was just driving up and down the football field.
The pick 6 right now is the difference in this ball game.
Very true.
A short squib kick.
It's a live ball.
Yeah, go all the way back inside the 10.
Ooh.
Higdon took a shot to the helmet that time, running by a defender. Taken down, and with 16.9, I can't imagine Utica's not going to do anything but just run a quick running play or kneel on this thing.
Yep, they will get the ball first out of the halftime intermission.
So here we go, first down and 10 from the 22. They are in a formation not for kneel down. Shout out from the sideline. Every player looks at the wristband. They take it, they hand it off to Higdon, running up the middle, bounces off a defender, got some room. Look out. He's gone. Higdon looks back almost in taunting fashion, but touchdown Chieftains. Wow. Devastating turn of events here at the end of the second quarter for the Crusaders. Wow, Kevon Higdon just turned on the Jets, bounced off a defender, and boy, he showed that speed enough to even turn behind him at the end, looking back, and what a turn of events for the Chieftains. Extra point is up. It is good. And as we discussed, maybe being down by a single touchdown at halftime now turns into a 2-score deficit as the Chieftains lead this thing 28-14 with 1.7 seconds remaining.
Covers 78 yards in 15 seconds. You want to talk about an athlete? That's one right now in the Utica number 9. Unreal.
So a 2-score lead right now for the Chieftains going into halftime, unless the Crusaders come up with something here on special teams in the return. We've seen stranger. I'm not going to say another word, Brad, because anything could happen now at this point.
Covered 5 yards a second.
That's breakaway speed. Well, once he got past the line of scrimmage, past the initial defense, and the secondary was all that could try to catch him, you could tell he was in that second and third gear. He was gone. You know, I made light of it. He actually turned around inside the 5-yard line to kind of almost give a wink to the defenders that couldn't catch him.
Yeah, as he was breaking the tape, right? Like a sprinter.
Low line kick here. Crusaders aren't going to get much out of it, and that's the way the first half will come to a close. Well, A wild first half of football, Brad. The Chieftains lead this thing on the road, 28-14. Your thoughts on the opening half?
What a way to finish the first half of play. We talk up LCN. They've got themselves back into this football game. They're carrying all the momentum into the halftime break. And Kevon Higdon decides to go 78 yards in one play to absolutely break the backs of LCN in this first half of play. But 24 minutes of football left to go. You never know what's liable to happen.
Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments for the start of the second half. Don't go away.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
Welcome back here at Macomb Township Government Access. Jason Burnt and Brad Fetters with you, getting set for the start of the third quarter between LCN and Utica, varsity football. The Chieftains have a 28-14 lead after a late touchdown, a long run by Kevon Higdon, made it 28-14. And Brad, really it's Utica dominating on the ground in the first half is the story.
Yeah, they've only attempted one pass. It was a completion, but it got brought back because of a holding call. They ended up with 205 yards of offense, all on the ground, 24 carries for a clip of 8.5 yards per carry. A lot of it was helped out, though, by that 78-yard touchdown run by Kevon Higdon with 1 second left in the first half. As for LCN, well, kind of a little bit of a balanced approach, 20 run plays, 15 passes. Blake Daniels 5 of 15 for 79 through the air, just over 5 yards per pass. And LCN really kind of so-so on the ground, 78 yards on 20 carries for just under 4 yards per rush. So 157 yards total, giving up 205 to the Chieftains. So, you know, about 50 yards difference in terms of yardage. But Utica has a 2-touchdown lead.
Story of the game, Utica came out with a little fake, like a pooch kick to try to get the ball quickly back, or right off the top of the game. LCN didn't go anywhere with their offense. The Utica defense blocked a punt, set up an easy touchdown run. And then the pick six, Blake Daniels threw an ill-advised pass that allowed Utica to take a 2-score lead. And then Utica put a nice drive together, jumping up 21-0, and LCN got back within a score. They came back in that second quarter, made it 21-14, and you and I even were discussing that's a win for them. They would love to go into the halftime only down by 1 score. And then Mr. Kevon Higdon for Utica changed all that in the blink of an eye, literally, as he darted all the way across the field for a long touchdown run.
And we talked about Higdon being that playmaker for them, that athlete, and Kasim and Kumar were getting the carries for Utica throughout that first half, and Higdon lined up at tailback the drive previous to his long touchdown run, and you could just see kind of Utica thinking they kind of had to force the issue with Higdon and get him some carries, get him involved offensively, and it really paid off with that 78-yard touchdown run. We talked about it, well, you know, Utica's just going to line up here, maybe take a knee, maybe just run a draw play up the middle to kill off the remaining 16 seconds of the first half. And the next thing you know, Higdon's turning the corner and racing up this near sideline, and not one Crusader was going to be able to catch him. So a little bit of a backbreaker there for LCN to end the half after getting themselves back into this game. And Utica is going to have the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, Utica won the toss, deferred to the second half, so you're right, they will receive this kick.
Jason, I thought Blake Daniels was solid in the first half. Didn't get off to the greatest of starts. Started out 2 of 10, but really turned it on late, completed 3 of his last 5 passes, so that's something to pay attention to as well.
So Utica now runs onto the field. LCN will follow. Special teams units. We expected a good ball game. These usually get close games between these two schools, and when the Chieftains jumped up 21-0, we kind of looked at each other and said, well, this might not be as close as we think. LCN did fight back, and I give them a lot of credit for not giving up. And you know, they're a scrappy football team. Even though they have a 1-5 record, they still have the ability to come back in games, and got it within that single score. Allowed a play at the end of the half to be down by 2 touchdowns, but we'll see what happens here in the second half. So here we go, LCN to kick off. That one goes deep into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Chieftains will start at their own 20.
Almost seems fitting at this point that LCN's going to have to battle a little adversity here again on homecoming night. It's a season that hasn't gone according to script, and the way this one started out, you thought it was going to be an absolute nightmare, but credit them, they battled back and are hanging in there. It'll be ultimately here what happens on this drive. Their defense needs to come up with a stop, you think, and get that offense back on this football field.
First down and 10, they hand the ball off, looking on the right side. That time it's Hitesh Kumar getting the carry, picks up a few yards to bring up second down. The way Utica's running the ball here tonight, they could print up t-shirts almost like a movie franchise. It's Kasim and Kumar go to the end zone. I mean, that's what they're looking for, but it's been a steady dose of those two guys in the backfield.
Maybe might have some sliders on the post-game spread, huh? Crinkle fries.
Second down and 6. They hand it off again. Kumar up to the 25-yard line.
I'm really disappointed that White Castle went away from the crushed ice. I used to love the crushed ice at White Castle.
Keep talking about White Castle. We're going to expect some up here at game time. 10:45 left to go here in the third quarter. Just underway, second half. Big third down upcoming here for Utica. 3rd down and 4. They hand it off yet again. This time they try bounce to the outside. Going to be close, but I don't think he got it. That time it's Christian Gegovich. No, that's number 3. They did give it to Kasim, excuse me.
Yeah, got it. Out to the 32, 6 yards.
Looked like even from our vantage point, he might have been a little bit short, but got enough. And we have a player down. Player down here on this near side for LCN. Hard to see the number.
Utica with that rushing attack, Jason, they can really shorten this football game. 1.5 minutes already off the clock. They're just going to keep it on the ground, keep picking up those yards in chunks, and really shorten this game and make that a real tough uphill climb for this LCN team.
Well, we've had some injuries tonight. we got a chance to remind our viewers to check out our page on our YouTube channel for Macomb Township Government Access. All of our programming, all of our sports games, and including all township events, meetings, everything you can watch on Macomb Township Government Access, you can find on our YouTube channel. The information there on your screen.
Hard to believe we're already in week 7 of the high school season. This will be what will likely be our last broadcast of the fall season, Jason.
Yeah, time flies. I mean, pretty soon we're going to be looking at the basketball season upcoming, and there's been some big changes around the league. LCN, their basketball team, coached by Jay Selesky, will be playing out of the MAC Red once again, and talked to him last week, actually, and ran into him, and he indicated that he anticipates having a pretty good team this year and will definitely be in the hunt for looking for a MAC Red championship. Of course, Dakota losing some big parts, big components from their team. So things have changed a little bit in the Red.
Yeah, Cougars aren't going to run away with it. And
well, they haven't lost a MAC Red game in 2 years, and I think that might change this year, but I still have not talk to Coach Toko over there at Dakota and see what kind of basketball team he has coming back. But we'll get a chance to look at all of our local teams in and around Macomb Township. Players still down here at this point. I just hope for the best. Now, this is homecoming night, Brad, and you expected to maybe get some big time play from the offensive line. As now you can see. Got a hand over the number there. Is that 21? Austin Krull is the player that's down. Back up on his feet. But offensive lineman, big number 77, Angel Ponce, was awarded Homecoming King at halftime in the festivities. So got to imagine the offensive line might get a little more push once LCN gets the ball.
He's got to be feeling pretty good about himself.
That's number 21, Austin Krull, slowly being helped off, and boy, that hurts. Both teams have had a player that's had to be helped off the field here tonight. Utica losing one of their offensive linemen in the first half. He has not returned. So here we go after the injury. It's first down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Zach Keene at quarterback has just been handing the ball off all night. Higdon on that left side. Boy, he's quicker than a hiccup all the way out near midfield. It'll be a first down for the Chieftains.
He's disappointed in himself. He thinks he should have taken that one to the house, and maybe so.
Well, let's hope tonight's the only night we see a Higdon run off some big yardage.
Hey now, big football game tomorrow night, the first time ever Michigan State play under the lights.
That'll be fun though, you know what I mean? So yeah, first time ever playing at night. Be a raucous crowd.
Some of those 3:30 games have eventually ended under the lights, but they have never kicked off as a D-line finally for LCN gets some penetration. Number 52 that time.
Noah Karpinski. Boy, that was a collision that time, and he's right back to the line. He's ready to go again. So second down and 11 now after a 1-yard loss.
You know, Bo Schembeckler would have never allowed that to happen. He was a 1 o'clock toe meets leather kind of guy, and Big Ten obviously trying to keep pace with the SEC, who constantly schedules rivalry games at night, and can't wait to see those two teams line up tomorrow night.
Well, there's your first completed pass of the game. It goes to number 11, Sam Narish. Zach Keene fired it to him, a pickup of about 6-7 yards. But that's the first complete. They completed one, like you mentioned, in the first half, but it was called back on a penalty, so technically that does not count. And they hadn't thrown another attempt the entire game until just then. So now they have the ball in Crusader territory at the 48-yard line with a 3rd down and 4 upcoming. Kumar in the backfield behind Keene. He'll get the handoff, runs up the middle. Gonna be close. I'm not sure he got enough for the first down, but we'll have to wait and see where the ball's marked. Looked like he was short by a yard there, Brad. Looked like the 45 is as far as he got. He needed to get to the 44-yard line. Yep, that's where they placed the ball. So it'll be 4th down and 1. They're gonna go for it. LCN not bringing any pressure up, not showing blitz. Trying to draw him offside again. They did that once in the first half. LCN showing a little bit more patience. They snap the ball, turn and hand it off. And I don't know, it looks like they're gonna be short.
Wow, Utica just ran right into the teeth of that LCN defense.
Yeah, Kumar just couldn't find enough gap there.
Boy, this is close.
LCN, they've indicated LCN football, so a huge defensive stop. They didn't even want to call for the change. They placed that ball midway between the 45 and the 44-yard line.
All right, so they scrimmaged from the 45. The line to gain was the 45. The ball's past the 45.
Well, the marker on their far side is what I was looking at, and it was the 44-yard line. So either way, I mean, it's first down Crusaders here. They placed the ball at the 45. Blake Daniels to throw it on first down, going deep, got a man out there. It was
caught.
They're going to say it was a catch on that far side by Chris Williams. Boy, first it looked like he didn't make the catch. The other question was, did he get a foot down? I had to take another look, but goodness, that was a heck of a throw by Daniels and an even better catch once again by Chris Williams. Now we're going hurry up. Daniels out of the gun. Turns, hands it off, running room up the middle. Touchdown, Crusaders. Darius Turner. So just like that, 2 plays, and LCN's back within 1 score. Beautiful run by Turner. And that's, I mentioned in the first half, Brad, the Crusaders can definitely score quick. They showed it right there, 2 plays. 55 yards. And 7 more points, as the extra point is good. 28-21 our score. And if you're Utica, boy, you look at that run at the end of the first half, how big was that play by Kevon Higdon now?
Yeah,
we'd be locked up at 21.
How about that grab, though, on that far sideline to get 1 foot down, maintain possession of that football as he falls to the ground, and then 25 yards on the Turner carry. And just like that, we got ourselves a brand new ball game.
7:48 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Anything to get the home faithful fired up here on homecoming night. So now if you're Utica, the pressure's on you a little bit here, having that big lead throughout tonight's game, and now it's once again a 7-point ball game. But number 9's back there to return this kick. Kevon Higdon. Over his head, wisely done by the Crusaders. They're just going to put him on the 20-yard line and say start from there. Well, if the Crusaders here, Brad, in the second half can kind of figure out that running game for Utica, it's really going to force them and their quarterback, Zach Keene, to make some plays. They completed 1 pass on that last offensive possession, but they might need more of that if LCN's able to stuff them defensively with the run.
Yeah, Keene has only attempted 2 passes. He's completed both of them. The other one was negated because of a penalty call, but hey, you wonder if LCN will switch things up, put a couple more men in that box, clog up some of those running lanes.
They fake the handoff. They will throw it on first down here. Going deep out there, incomplete. Pass intended for number 11, Sam Narish.
So you wonder now if Utica second guessing that play call on 4th and short. Ran right into the heart of the LCN defensive line and went up and tried to draw LCN offside. It didn't work, and the offense looked to the sidelines. Got a penalty here, 15-yard variety.
Went against Lance Creuse North, so unfortunate for them. They allow Utica to move up. It'll be 1st down and 10 now from the 35-yard line. Personal foul variety, you don't want to see those. A run up the middle goes nowhere, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So it's a positive thing right now for LCN. They have been able to stop the run here in the second half after allowing more than 200 yards on the ground in the first half.
Wonder if you'll see Higdon at all at that quarterback position. Seen that once in the Wildcat.
Number 50, the player was injured in that first half. Elijah Hugh back on the offensive line now for Utica, so he did return. And now what do we got? A timeout. Coach Kiner's running out onto the field. Well, he didn't like what he saw. They need to play better defensively, that's for sure, in the second half. Thus far, they have. But we still got 7 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in the third quarter and a whole fourth to play, so long way to go. Now LCN just had to burn a timeout, so they got 2 remaining.
Defensively, this is an LCN team that has given up both in league play and overall about 30 points per game, and right at that total again here tonight. And it's kind of been the MO for LCN. Yes, they put up a lot of points, but they also give up a lot of points. They're constantly in shootouts, and that's exactly what we've had here tonight.
So here we go, out of the timeout now. Utica has it 2nd down and, or excuse me, 3rd down. They haven't adjusted the scoreboard, but the markers on the far side there say 3rd down. I'm not sure that's accurate.
No, I don't think that's accurate because they got a 1st down on the.
Well, they stuff them defensively that time. Big number 66. Tony Green, the junior defensive lineman. So now the officials are coming together. They have it marked 4th down on that far side, the marker, but the scoreboard says 3rd down, and I do believe it's 3rd.
Yeah, they've run 2 plays since the 15-yard personal foul call. No.
And there. The announcer just said 4th down, now they change it. It is 3rd down. Okay, so we got that squared away. We were right up here. We knew what was going on, but a little confusion down on the field. But nonetheless, Brad, Utica's looking at a 3rd down and 13 now after that big loss.
So 3rd and 13, you got to imagine Zach Keene is going to have to throw here for only the 3rd time in this game.
Unless you want to try to get it into number 9's hands, try to make a play. He's out there.
He's at the very kind of top of your screen in the slot position.
Keene back to throw it, sets himself. We'll just fire it. It kind of goes straight up in the air. Jump ball, and it's knocked away. Played well defensively by number 16, Hunter Shorkey. Just kind of stayed there and deflected it down. It's going to bring up 4th down. LCN will get the ball back.
And it is kind of damp, as we kind of have like this misty fog hanging over the stadium, and you wonder if that was why that pass kind of floated a little bit.
It didn't look good coming out of his
pretty,
hands.
was it?
It looked like he wanted to unload that thing deep, and it went straight up in the air instead of with like a longer trajectory, but it didn't work either way. So With 6:33 left to go here in the third quarter, the Crusaders will get the ball back. Good punt. Going to take a Chieftain bounce all the way back. Going to roll inside the 20.
Ball still rolling.
Still rolling. They're going to mark that thing down at the 17-yard line. An excellent punt for the Chieftains. Now the Crusaders, who struck quick on their last drive, 2 plays, got into the end zone. See how many plays it takes them now. If they want to do it again, they'll tie this score.
Kind of wonder if Utica is almost getting too one-dimensional on offense.
Defense has obviously seen enough of that running attack, and they've been able to put those 8 guys up in the box and just kind of shut down the run. And I mentioned that Utica might have to force something offensively through the air as Daniels, quarterback option, fakes the handoff. Good decision that time because Darius Turner took a shot, and if he would have handed that ball off, it could have been disastrous, but instead picks up positive yardage. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6. Daniels takes it, hands it off, up the middle. Turner. Going to be close to 1st down yardage, but I'm not sure he quite got there.
So just short.
Yeah, 3rd down and 1. Nope, they're going to call it a 1st down. Where they placed that ball, the official was quick to say no measurement, just automatic 1st down. So LCN, they just need to keep moving the chains here. Blake Daniels out of the gun, takes it, hands it off again, Turner up the middle. That time he's stuffed. Big number 72, Jay Woody. Stuffing that inside. 2nd down and 10 now for LCN. Quarterback option once again. Daniels holds on to it. He's tripped up over the 35-yard line, got to the 36.
I haven't seen a lot of that kind of read option play out of Daniels here tonight. It's kind of been more, his scrambling's been more based on plays that have kind of broken apart for him. That's a new little wrinkle to this offense, and now we've got a timeout on the field.
A quick substitution. I don't know. Not sure if it was a timeout or if there was. Well, watch right here for Nate Webb, number 32, now into the game. We've seen him in some short yardage situations. They hand it off to Turner, though, however, and he didn't get it. And in fact, the ball's loose. Utica's got it. Now it's loose again. Still rolling. It's a scramble. It's under that pile. Who knows who's got it? Looks like Utica might have come away. And they do. A big turnover there as the Chieftains come away with a takeaway. And they're going to have it 1st down and 10, maybe even 1st and goal inside the 10. Wow, what a turn of events. LCN was starting to put a little drive together. They were going to be stopped short on that 3rd down, but then a fumble. And fortunate for the Chieftains, they were actually able to knock that ball all the way back down to the 10-yard line before they finally recovered it. So they got a lot of extra yardage by having that ball squirt all the way down the field.
And it will be, in fact, 1st and goal to go.
That ball placed right on the 10-yard line, so this is big. Both teams here. They hand it off, looking to go the right side, now punches it back up in. That's Leonard Cassim. They're gonna mark him down at the goal line. They're gonna say 2nd down, didn't quite get in. Boy, he made a nice cutback though, Brad, to get back inside, just tackled short. Looked like he got into the end zone, but they ruled his knee down, just short.
Self-inflicted wounds here tonight for LCN. He turned the ball over twice. He had a punt blocked. One of the turnovers was a pick six variety. Get yourself right back into this football game, driving down the field, and the ball squirts loose. And
they hand it off again inside. Touchdown, Chieftains. Leonard Kasim got it again. Just powered into the end zone. And Utica now leads it 34-21, extra point upcoming. Only fitting for the Chieftains that he finished that off. Nearly got into the end zone the first time around. Extra point is up, and it is good. So Utica has the 35-21 lead over Lance Creuse North. They're on homecoming night. Well, if the Crusaders end up losing this game, Brad, they can look back on really a few errors that really cost them. They've fought hard to stay in this football game, but the pick six and that fumble that gave Utica great field position. Can't blame that one really on the defense, but that's 14 points right there, and that's where we stand, is LCN down by 14.
Yeah, turnovers have been the story. Utica holding on to the football. Haven't turned the ball over once in this game, and to win league games, to win any game, you got to take care of the pigskin, and it's really come back to bite LCN here tonight.
.334 left to go in quarter number 3. A deep kick into the end zone, and LCN will start at their own 20.
This isn't quite the Fog Bowl of the 1988 NFL season, is it?
Not quite, but you can definitely see the overcast. I mentioned that off the top of our broadcast, and it's gotten a little foggy. The temperature definitely dropped here as the sun went down, and you can feel that humidity in the air. First down and 10 now here for the Crusaders. Daniels looks to throw. Got a man out there. McCaney, nice catch, took a big hit, but it's complete to the 37-yard line.
Hard to believe it's going to be in the 80s tomorrow.
It's been an unusual fall thus far. We've had temperatures close to the 90s. We've had them drop all the way to the 60s. I mean, it's been up and down.
They're calling for thunderstorms tomorrow night for that Michigan State game.
Inside handoff here on first down goes nowhere.
I'm not complaining. This is just added golf weather for me.
Second down and 10 now here for the Crusaders. Daniels looks to throw. Had a man out there and then nearly intercepted as McCaney dropped it. And number 33, Tyler Silick, nearly found a gift right in his lap.
McCaney, usually sure-handed as they come. He's got some scholarship offers, including Youngstown State, and boy, that would have been a nice pickup there for the Crusaders.
It was in his hands too. He had hands on the ball, so
McCaney went and talked to Daniels there, and he wants a little bit of redemption. He wants the ball right back, as any good wide receiver does.
Third down 10. Well, they need one here.
Utica amping up that pressure, high snap.
They show blitz. He's just going to loft it up once again. This time incomplete, out of bounds. Good coverage out there.
Boy, it's almost like you live and die by the pass there, huh?
Well, it didn't work out too well for LCN that time, as now it's fourth down and 10, and they'll punt this one away. There's still plenty of time in this ballgame. We have an entire quarter left to go, but you just kind of get the sense that every opportunity that LCN squanders away is going to end up costing them later on in the game.
Yeah, the way Utica runs the football, talked about it at the start of this quarter, they can really shorten games. That might have been partially blocked.
It looked funky coming out. Fortunate for LCN, they were able to get it away. It's going to be down at about the 33-yard line, so the Chieftains will have good field position, but it didn't look right coming off the foot that time of the punter.
Utica's cracked the door open a couple times, but LCN hasn't been able to take advantage of it. And you just wonder how many more opportunities they're going to get before the door is slammed shut. There's Higdon in that wildcat.
Yeah, hands it off. Boy, it gives them so many options when they do that, but Hitesh Kumar took that handoff and picked up a few yards. Well, you mentioned, Brad, I mean, the way Utica's been running the ball, the one thing to consider for LCN is if the Chieftains are able to run this ball consistently, they're gonna be able to kill this clock. They're gonna, kill a lot of clock, and LCN won't have enough time maybe to come back, but that offense needs to get the ball back here. 2nd down and 5. They're gonna run that same type of offense, and to be honest, this probably has a little more danger to it than what they've been running thus far. Higdon's going to hold on to it in the option. Boy, he took a shot there. Boy, oh boy. Number 24, that's Dominic Skrock. Boy, he just laid a shot on Higdon that time.
Michael Miles in there as well.
3rd down and 8 now.
So this entire drive with Higdon at that quarterback position, and a lot of stuff can develop in that backfield and that QB option read. You're taking a look at that outside linebacker where he's coming, if he's coming down to help and run. And
no snap. He is able to pick it up, runs up the middle. Going to be close, but I think he's going to be short of a first down.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that does, Brad, yeah, you have a lot of weapons out there, but one thing, if Higdon can't throw the ball, takes away any kind of threat of a pass. So now you know that someone's going to be running the ball out of that backfield. And they're going to go for it here on 4th and 1. Same type of offense.
Oh,
and now the offense moves.
Line.
Going to take away some options now as the Chieftains will move back 5 yards.
It might even have been the center that flinched.
You could see Higdon just shrugged his shoulders because he was looking right there waiting for the ball. And he realized it right away that his guy moved. So takes a 4th and 1 opportunity and turns it into 4th and 6. And now the punting team on there for the Chieftains. Hunter Shorkey back to receive this kick.
Utica's sideline just telling them to just wait before punting and let the clock expire.
And that's what they're going to do.
Now the clock stopped.
With .1, but I think that's the end of the quarter break. Yeah, the teams are just going to go. And that's the way the third will end. Utica has the 35-21 lead over L'Anse Creuse North. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few moments for the start of the 4th and final quarter. Don't go away.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Welcome back here in Macomb Township Government Access. Jason Burnt and Brad Fetters set for the 4th and final quarter here between LCN and Utica. Chieftains lead at 35-21. They have it 4th down and 6. They're going to be punting away to the Crusaders. They get this one away. Nice kick.
Whoa.
Fair catch called for and then let go. goes out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. So fortunate for the Crusaders that time that the ball didn't bounce the other direction. It might have hit one of their players, but well, now time's going to become a factor. Down 2 scores. LCN needs to get some points one way or the other. They've been able to sustain some drives, but really, Brad, it's been 2 plays that have killed them in this game. First half, a pick 6. And then in that third quarter, we saw the fumble that set up Utica deep in their own territory. In fact, all the way up in LCN's 10-yard line. Now the team's coming back.
Punt this one over.
Yeah, they're going to make them repunt. There was a penalty apparently, and they're going to make them repunt. Utica coaching staff wondering, asking the official. So a break for LCN perhaps now as they're going to make them re-kick. It might give them better field position.
LCN going to have to hurry some players onto the field. Now the referee asking the clock to start.
Nice kick. This one goes all the way back, bounces inside the 30, and actually it's going to benefit Utica. This thing's going all the way down to the 10-yard line inside, almost to the 9. That's an excellent punt. So
another flag.
And a penalty against Lance Creuse North. So they're going to mark it off even more, half the distance. Boy, oh boy, that LCN would have had the ball at the 22-yard line. Instead, now they're going to be looking to have the ball inside the 5. Terrible field position to start for the Crusaders.
You have to go the length of the football field, 4-yard line.
Yeah, ball placed right on the 4-yard line. Wow, 96 to go. First and 10. Now this is dangerous territory here. You definitely don't want to turn over an incompletion, interception, as that one is incomplete, intended for Juan Lockhart.
Lockhart got the separation that time, but Daniel's pass just a little too high and out of the reach of Lockhart.
Daniels does have a good arm. At times we've seen him gun that thing down the field, and at times you have to have a little bit more touch on the ball, and that time he just fired a shot just out of the reach of his receiver. They run it up the middle, a pickup of maybe 2 to 3 yards, but now we're going to be looking at 3rd down and long.
Yeah, don't certainly need a fastball on every single pass. Sometimes a changeup helps, and you've seen Daniel make the tough throws from the hash to the far sidelines, and he just winds up and chucks it. But
here we go. 3rd down and 6 out of the gun. Daniel sets himself to throw, ball tipped, looking for a little screen pass, but it was broken up and that play went nowhere. So now an extremely dangerous place to be punting the ball. They'll be inside their own end zone, forced to kick this one away. Utica, even if they don't block this thing, they're going to have excellent field position. The Crusaders on special teams here tonight have not punted the ball well.
Nope, they've had one blocked, and they had an absolute shank off the side of the foot. It sailed straight out of bounds. So
Devon Higdon's back at the 45-yard line awaiting this. I don't even know if he has to go back this far.
You know, he's just waiting.
It's not blocked. A better kick this time. It hits at the 40-yard line. And actually he takes a Chieftain bounce and down at about the 36. So we said excellent field position. Chieftain's now.
That punt had all kinds of backspin. It looked like one of your wedge shots, Jason.
Well, those end over ends, sometimes they don't go the right way. And that time the Crusaders, that thing hit and bounced back, and it cost them about 4 yards. Instead of bouncing the other way, which we've seen Utica get the benefit of here tonight.
4th time here tonight that Utica started on the plus side of the 50-yard line. He got Higdon in the Wildcat once again.
Option, he hands it off. Pickup of about 5 yards.
And Michigan did a lot of this last year with Jabril Peppers. Peppers, I think, threw a couple passes, but he was mainly in there to run with the football. It wasn't in the NFL. It was kind of the Miami Dolphins that started it, right, with Ronnie Brown.
And who was their head coach when they started that? Former college coach, Nick Saban. Was he their coach when they were running a lot of that Wildcat?
Yeah, might have been.
They'll do it again. Higdon holds on to it. Boy, oh boy, look how fast he is. He is super quick out to that left side, picks up the first down out of bounds. He just has just an outstanding first step.
Oh, yeah.
And then once he gets, he turns on the jets, man, he's got a second and a third gear.
Obviously getting some of those looks to the next level. Lawrence Tech, one of the schools that's giving him some consideration. How about that? Lawrence Tech building themselves a football program.
He's going to be a benefit to him one way or the other. He's an outstanding athlete. Once again, he'll fake the handoff inside, gets the defense, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chieftains. Boy, he directed that thing like an orchestra. He was pointing fingers and telling the offensive line where to block, and he held onto that thing for the last possible second. It drew the entire defense inside, and then he just was able to bounce it and find his way into the end zone. That's talent right there. And the Chieftains now up by 20.
And this probably comes as no surprise, but he is also the point guard of the basketball team, kind of showing off his moves there. Talk about a playmaker on the hardwood as well.
He could probably bring the ball down court pretty quick. 9:45 left to go in the ball game. Utica now extends their lead 42-21.
This Utica team one step closer to those 6 wins. Looks more and more like they will pick up win number 4 here tonight. You mentioned an upcoming schedule for them. Home games against Fraser, who's near the bottom of the MAC White, before finishing with that crossover game against MAC Red foe Sterling Heights Stevenson.
And that'll really be the game. I mean, if you look at some of the losses that Utica has suffered this year, the Chippewa Valley one is going to be, if you could call it, a good loss, because sometimes if you finish with 5 wins, if they don't have enough teams to get in, you might be that team that's, okay, a 5-win team can get in that way. Well, those are good losses, because Chippewa Valley is a really good MAC Red team. And I believe they have a loss earlier on their schedule. Is it Eisenhower they played? Well, they lost to Anchor Bay, which is a divisional opponent, but Anchor Bay having a really outstanding season this year.
Grosse Pointe South was their other loss, which was
another tough team in the MAC White. So if you could win your next 2 games, if you're the Chieftains, boy, you got to be looking at it as, they could be a cakewalk to get into the playoffs at 6 wins. First and 10 now from the 37. Blake Daniels got to get something going for this Crusader offense here. He'll throw it, pressure coming. Pass out there, incomplete, knocked away at the last possible second. Number 11 out there in coverage, Sam Narish. This LCN offense looks so good at the beginning of the year. Just really looking stagnant now at times. We've seen him a couple times this season. Daniels back to throw it again. He'll step up, looking to throw, fires over the middle. Another fastball that goes off the back shoulder of Juan Lockhart. And there's another example, Brad, of maybe a little more touch on that pass. You complete it, you move the chains, and you set your team up for better field position. But
6 straight incompletions now.
He just gunned that thing in, a little too hot to handle for Lockhart. 3rd down and 10. Pressure coming, blitz up the middle, pass high, incomplete, so they force Daniels into a hurried up pass, and he was off the mark, and now it'll be 4th down. The LCN looks like they're just going to keep the offense out there, but this is, for all intents and purposes, Brad, the ball game, because if Utica can get a stop, they'll be able to kill off more clock and really put the pressure on the Crusaders at that point. .9:23 left to go in the ball game. 4th down and 10. Crusaders down by 3 scores. Daniels back to throw it. Pressure coming. He steps up. Floats one out there. Got a man. Complete. And then that's number 9. Number 9, Griffin Woodson. Boy, he came dangerously close. Daniels did to crossing the line of scrimmage.
He sure did.
But that right there, you notice what he did there? He put a little touch on that pass, a little floater. Allowed Woodson to grab it and got the 1st down. That was a big play for the Crusaders. Remember that one if they start to come back in this ball game. Daniels steps up, looking to run. Evades a couple defenders, then finally tripped up at the 35-yard line.
And Kumar making a big tackle there for Utica. Daniels had some room to operate.
Second down and 5. Daniels out there going to have the 1st down. Boy, you heard the entire Utica sideline was screaming for a hold. There is no flag on the play, so they will move the chains. When that many people scream hold, you almost start looking for the flag to come out, and the officials did not throw one. So it'll be 1st down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Daniels now putting a little drive together. He will look to throw once again. Now steps up again. He'll hold on to it. Stiff arms a defender. Cuts back in until he's finally ridden out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. A nice run. It'll set up the Crusaders' 1st down and goal.
You mentioned that Fog Bowl back in 1988. It was between the Eagles and the Chicago Bears. You know who the Eagles quarterback back then was? Randall Cunningham. He had over 400 total yards in that ball game, and a mobile quarterback that liked to run, and kind of similar to the style of play of Blake Daniels.
We got a timeout from the Chieftains. Their defense could be a little winded right here as the Crusaders have stormed down the field. Well, this is what LCN needs to do. They need to get a score, and relatively quick, to try to get this thing back to within two touchdowns. And then they need their defense to come up with a play or two. But they got to figure out a way to stop number 9 on the other side. Kavan Higdon has now taken over the quarterback duties and more of a wildcat offense for the Chieftains. It's made them more dangerous, and they came up with 6 points the last time he had the ball. So you got to find a way to stop things defensively, but first things first, see if they can get into the end zone, cut into this deficit. Blake Daniels out of the gun, Turner to his right. He will throw it. Now steps up. Defense collapses on him at the 5-yard line. So no gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down. They get back into a hurry up. Daniels takes the snap, looking to throw it once again. Fires out there, caught, end zone, touchdown. Chris Williams. Just a nice slant right over the middle. Daniels able to find him, so the Crusaders, with 7:51 left to go in the ball game, do get it back within 2 scores. Important extra point upcoming.
Those slants have been open seemingly all night long for L'Anse Creuse North.
Extra point is nearly blocked, but it is good. So 42-28 our score. With 7:51, Brad, that's an eternity in high school football.
It sure is.
But you got to come up with a defensive stop if you're the Crusaders. They've not brought a lot of pressure tonight. Of course, oftentimes you don't want to bring a lot of blitzes against a running team, because if you do that, then there's no one back as a safety net.
Right.
But sometimes you got to maybe try to pressure and do something. And if Utica has gone to that wildcat kind of formation where Higdon has the option to hold on to it or run it, force him to maybe make a bad decision, quite like Utica's done to LCN tonight, forcing Daniels into some bad decisions.
I wonder here if LCN is thinking about maybe onside kicking this.
Well, they got 4 guys on the bottom side of your screen. They look like they're setting up for it. They're not even going to hide it. Looks like he's just going to onside this one.
Utica's brought all of their hands guys all the way up. They have nobody back.
It's a nice kick. It floated up there. Utica was able to come down with it. Number 33 that time, Tyler Sillick, grabbed it, went down. So,
uh-oh, now it's starting to rain.
The Chieftains have it, and you can see umbrellas coming out. And boy, and the people moving quick.
Yeah, it's a full-on rain now. Oh boy. Got a lot of young ladies down there in their homecoming dresses too.
Well, we
might have a mass exodus here.
With our cameras up top, we hope they're safe.
What a downpour.
Higdon takes the snap, and the Wildcat hands it off that time. A pickup of about 4 or 5 yards, and yeah, you see a lot of the fans now exiting, as they're not going to stick around in a monsoon.
Had a little bit of everything in terms of offense, defense, special teams. Now we're getting a little bit of everything weather-wise.
You're doing so well.
Well, we almost got through the entire game without the rain coming down. 2nd down and 7 now. Kevon Higdon just gonna. The clock is not running. They're waiting for. They're pointing up to the clock. Why is the clock not running?
Higdon, even taking care of the time, can do everything.
He was looking up at the clock, and the officials didn't even look up there. And finally, they blew the whistles. They need to kind of reset the play clock, because the game clock didn't wind down.
And they do keep the clock on the field as well, and I guess 7:44, they'll say close enough.
Well, the problem is they never started the clock running. As soon as they usually indicate that to start the clock.
Well, now they put 5 more seconds back up.
Not sure what's going on at the scorekeeping. Well,
it's still not right because it's seconds.
Yeah, there's more than 68 seconds remaining. Bear with us. The clock that you see on the screen is the clock that we see here on the field.
Yeah, it's up on the big board.
Our camera is shooting the clock.
There, well.
Still got that 0 in front of it.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's right, is it?
The 24 is the seconds. Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's right. They're just gonna. There it goes. It's going to start winding off. All right, we're back to game action now. Looks like the rain has kind of slowed up too a little bit, but probably enough to make the field a little wet. Got to make sure your footing is good out there. Higdon.
Wet football as well.
Yeah, in that Wildcat. He'll hold on to it, takes a shot, and boy, oh boy, Nate Webb got back there about as quick as you can.
Karpinski as well, I think.
That's the predictability of that play. They've ran that quite a bit now, and LCN has kind of caught on that, hey, if we can get to him quicker, he doesn't have the option to bounce it to the outside. You got to try to contain Higdon inside, and now it's 3rd down and 10. This is a big 3rd down.
Yeah, because it's only a 14-point football game. 2-score game. LCN coming off that touchdown.
They handed off. A good tackle that time by number 24, Dominic Skrock. He held on to Higdon. Well, that's a big play there on 3rd down. Now 4th down and 7. 6 minutes to go. The Crusaders will get the ball back, and I wouldn't count them out yet. Down by 2 scores. Problem is, Brad, they've lost half their fan base. You're gonna have no one to cheer for them here if they start making a comeback. Almost the entire crowd has left because of the rain. They get the kick away. Fair catch called for and then let go into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, but well, that's the second time that's happened here tonight. That's a dangerous play.
Thanks, you sometimes wonder if maybe fingertips touch the football and if that's a live ball and Utica jumps on it, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, Julius Stoudemire on the return game. That's twice he's called for the fair catch, but if you're going to do that and not grab it, you got to run away from it quicker than that. The ball could take a bounce and touch your leg, and then before you know it, you got about 5, 6 white jerseys down there ready to pounce on it. So 5:35 left to go in the ball game. 1st down and 10, and now we're going to get a timeout.
Why not?
Teams are going to talk it over. Utica on that far side wants to make sure that defensively they got everything in order.
Couple touchdowns in the second half for LCN, but you go back to that second drive, that fumbled football that really set up Utica. That seemingly has been the backbreaker here for the Crusaders, who have trailed right from the get-go. Utica's first offensive play of this game was the touchdown.
So Utica now out of their timeout. They only have 1 timeout remaining, LCN with 2. First down and 10 now, Blake Daniels. Will look to throw the ball. Got a man deep, fires out there for Williams. Caught. It is complete to the 42-yard line. All you got to do is get 1 foot in. Chris Williams with a beautiful catch and a nice throw by Daniels. Boy, and they can strike quick. Look out.
Second time in this ball game that Chris Williams has tiptoed the sidelines to bring in a Blake Daniels pass. And that was a perfectly thrown football. Plenty of air underneath it. Fell right into Chris Williams' stride, who was able to gather it in and step out of bounds.
Blake Daniels now feeling the pressure, evades a tackler, still on his feet, fires out there high, incomplete. He had a man out there momentarily, Miles McCaney.
And DeHunt applying the pressure there for the Chieftains, and somehow Daniels was able to free himself, and a well-thrown ball. Another one of those fastballs to that far side, and that was another ball that maybe you argue could have been caught. Daniels doesn't seem to be affected by that wet football. Utica showing some pressure here, only 1 down lineman.
Daniels steps up, not much room to run. He's gonna fire out there. Was it complete? The official says no, it was caught out of bounds that time. So Williams just a little too far outside that time, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Tough call there against LCN.
Clock stops. 5:04 left to go. Well, this is 4 down territory. I mean, LCN's gonna go for it almost on every 4th down from this point forward. So they just got to pick up some positive yards and set themselves up for at least a 3rd or a 4th down and short. Daniels takes the snap. Good protection, fires deep out there. And incomplete. McCaney couldn't come down with it. Now that brings up 4th down and 10.
Gotta think this is the ball game right here. 4:55.
I've said that before. With 4:55, LCN might get the ball back 3 more times. You've seen everything happen in high school football, but you would think this is an important play in this game. If LCN can pick up a 1st down, they still have life. If they can't, then Utica will take over on downs here. Pressure coming. Daniels trying to get away. He's not going to do it. Utica takes him down near midfield. The Chieftains defense strengthens their muscles. And they will take over now 1st and 10. They're going to put the ball on the 47-yard line. So really Utica, all they have to do from this point forward, Brad, is maybe pick up 1 first down, maybe 2, and they can grind this clock down.
Yeah, North does have a couple timeouts. Higdon once again, so appears that Zachary Keene's day is done, and he did his job here tonight. Wasn't asked to do a whole heck of a lot, but got him into the right protections, and
they run Higdon up the middle. No gain on the play. In fact, maybe even a little bit of a loss, but tackle made by Skrock. He's had a nice game here tonight on the defensive side. He even scored a touchdown on the offensive side of the ball. 2nd down and 11 now here for the Chieftains. Higdon hands it off up the middle. Lots of running room right there. Number 25, Hitesh Kumar has the 1st down and wisely stays in bounds. That way they'll set the clock and keep that, or set the ball rather, and keep the clock rolling. But a 1st down run and now into LCN territory. Yeah, Brad, we looked at it, and you know, for LCN, they didn't play a bad game. Utica played a pretty good game here tonight, relatively penalty-free. They had a couple big mistakes that, you know, they shot themselves in the foot, but LCNs were just devastating. The pick 6 and then a fumble that gave the ball to Utica on the LCN 10-yard line. I mean, you can't have those type of turnovers that lead to those points. And those 14 points right now are the difference in this game.
Yeah, turnovers, right? I mean, it kills the best of teams. And the pick 6, the 2nd drive of the game for LCN, put them in a 14-0 hole. And then the fumble in the 2nd half when they were right back in this game, trailing by 7 points, driving right around midfield. They had gotten it all the way up to the 36-yard line. They fumble, and Utica turned that into 7 quick points.
Fumble. Ball loose. It looked like Utica jumped right back on it, but boy, that ball came out, and that's what you got to look for. We had a brief period here in the 4th quarter where it was a downpour, and almost half the fans, if not more than half, scurried out of here. A lot of umbrellas popped up. So you know that the field is wet, and that ball is wet too. So
there's a look at some of the stands that have been vacated. And can't talk about that Higdon touchdown run with 1 second left in the 1st half too. Increase that margin to 14 points heading into the locker room. Higdon, everything that was advertised to us, he has been phenomenal in this game. And
he's one of those high school players that, you know, you can't teach speed. And they say you can't teach size, you can't teach speed. And, well, he's just so quick. And it's up to that coaching staff over on that far sideline for Utica to get him into some space and try to let him make plays, because that's what you want your playmakers to do. And right now they've kind of gone to this wildcat and have him at the quarterback position, and are kind of allowing him to have the option to do what he wants. Kumar, the running back, to his left.
Hard to believe they built that 21-0 lead without Higdon really touching the ball in that first quarter. And we talked about it. How are they going to get him involved offensively? Well, they showed us, right? Blinding him up in this Wildcat.
Higdon on a quarterback keeper right there, picks up a first down. So time running out here for L'Anse Creuse North. They got one timeout remaining. Odds are Higdon will just keep it from this point forward, maybe hand the ball off to Kumar, who's behind him. That's who he gives it to, the defense right there. Good stop by Nate Webb.
Well, this LCN team made the playoffs 2 of the previous 3 seasons. They're going to fall now, Jason, to 1-6, 0-4 in the MAC White. And this, it's an absolute stunner to me. I would have never predicted this.
I think one of the more shocking things is just the way that they've lost some of these games. I mean, you know that you're not going to do too well against teams like Eisenhower, perhaps, or the Chippewa Valleys in Dakotas. Nice run by Higdon. Boy, he's just keeps it going for the Chieftains. But it's against some of the other teams within the MAC White. I mean, getting blown out by Anchor Bay, getting blown out by. I think they had one other game that it was lopsided within their league. You can't drop those type of games that way and not have some question marks come up. And what are we doing wrong as a team, as a coaching staff, as players? I mean, they got to look at that.
Coach indicated that he was pleased at their performance in that opening week loss to East Kentwood, and they went over to Grand Valley and played East Kentwood and lost 45-6. But he took a lot of positives from that game when we saw him in week 2 when they took on Ford, and it's been a tough season, that's for sure.
So Utica just getting into a little victory formation here. Nice win for them here tonight. Homecoming night for the Crusaders. A lot of times you see the home team kind of get up, play a little better, and Utica came out and just kind of punched the Crusaders right in the mouth, figuratively. And they hold on here for a 42-28 victory, improving their record. Brad, your final thoughts on tonight's ball game?
Utica got it done on all sides of the ball, offensively, defensively. They had the pick 6, special teams. They blocked a punt, and they raced out to that 21-0 lead and really put a damper here to the homecoming festivities. And you mentioned it, they punched LCN in the mouth, and Crusaders really did not have an answer tonight for the Chieftains, and Utica wins comfortably.
So once again, final score, Utica wins at 42-28 for Brad Fetters and the rest of our broadcast team here at Macomb Township Government Access. We thank you so much for watching. Once again, Utica wins at 42-28. So long.